to the point where it's really nice to see people go. And I'm not talking about specific individuals, I'm talking about archetypes, and mainly the false progenitors of femininity and the false ideology of masculine archetypes that don't exist. Their entire persona is based on the illusion of the makeup they wear, the gestures, a synthetic aspect to wearing a cowboy hat with a big belt buckle. I'm ecstatic that that is disappearing, but in its place, you have a gelatinous, unformed hierarchy of consciousness that hasn't yet decided what it wants to be or the direction that it's going to go in. The nomenclature, the terms like humanity or anthropology, these are all just made up terms. Everything's scientific. All the mathematics that just lead people into this Ouroboros circular idea of a non-secular breakoff. Well, those people are like chickens in coops that think that they are safe, when in fact, there is no safety protocol in the codified field, from political interests to higher mind thinking, that trickles down from the populace and creates these neighborhoods and avenues and venues of a proposed self. What is this self based on? When you go back and you look at the celebrities that your grandmother told you you looked like to compliment you, and unveiling the mask and going, neither the celebrity or the so-called progenitor that the celebrity was based on, all these derivations, none of them existed on a superficial scale. You think you're going to be a strong, well-articulate a woman in society, but you're just fed an ideation of what that means, how that exists. But really what's happening is that there are new monsters made every single moment of every single day to rebel against and refract against, to where all these heinous rituals that are done are a small, in the scope of this strange occult ritualization, is to sacrifice a few so that the many, just sort of playing devil's advocate here, can appreciate what they have. Oh, I'm glad that's not my child. Oh my God, this is happening more. It's becoming more common. We have to do something about this. And then looking for little markers, biomarkers within ourselves, little things that are going to set off the algorithm to go on a witch hunt, to go on a monster mash, to go on a hunt for anything that breaks into the non-secular. And the entire process is done so that you will not think out of the box. You will continue to stay in your coop, and you will wait until that moment, that time of slaughter. And if you bring 10 chickens to the coop, you might actually be able to somehow live with yourself, staying in the fantasy of this isolated notion of innocence by selling off the very people in your family, your friends, your coworkers, and the people around you. This is really starting to look like what was proposed as Nazi Germany, where you turn in names in order to gain some sort of status and be trusted by an oligarch that seems to physically come along as the shadow of a god that sweeps up and consumes a mass quantity of people and resets the entire system all over again.